Please refer to the description box for sources and haikus. 5 stories in 5 minutes or less. Story number 1. And the FBI has released the results of their investigation, claiming that a media mogul, who was the founder of RT, killed himself by repeatedly smashing his head and upper body into the ground. These documents from the FBI were just released this past Saturday, despite the investigation ending in October of 2016. The original cause of death was noted as a heart attack, but a few months later, D.C.'s Office of the Chief Medical Examiner and Metropolitan Police Department said that blunt force injuries of the neck, torso, upper extremities, and lower extremities contributed to the death. The FBI claims that Lessin got so drunk that he repeatedly and violently fell on things until he killed himself. Lessin was considered one of the most influential figures in the Russian media landscape. Story number 2. Apparently, a new social media trend has teens chewing Tide Pods, despite efforts from Procter & Gamble, Amazon, and YouTube to stop teenagers from eating the highly poisonous Tide Pods. The American Association of Poison Control Centers reports that the number of exposure cases to the detergent has skyrocketed. Eating the Tide Pods started as a challenge on social media, and teenagers began posting videos of themselves chewing and gagging on the small, colorful detergent pods and daring others to follow suit. Tide Pods should only be used for doing laundry, nothing else. Story number 3. A Chicago man accused of sexually assaulting 2 6-year-olds and an 8-year-old on repeated occasions told police officers that he's really a 9-year-old trapped in an adult's body. 38-year-old Joseph Roman is charged with repeated predatory criminal sexual assault. The numerous attacks began in 2015 and continued until earlier this month. Roman had reported that he confessed to some of the attacks to authorities. His victims were daughters of friends. According to the Chicago Tribune, prosecutors said that the attacks began when the family of one of the girls moved into Roman's home for 10 weeks. Roman is accused of regularly assaulting her between 2015 and December 2017, while other family members were sleeping. The girl was 6 when the assaults began. Story number 4. It looks like Jay-Z is still doing Clinton's job, as the far-left rapper called President Trump this past week on the Van Jones show a superbug, claiming that black people don't care about his economic success because it's not about money at the end of the day. Interesting, since Jay-Z is worth about $810 million. Jay-Z, the 40-year-old Grammy-winning artist, has no problem explaining some of his past history in his rap songs, which include shooting his brother and perpetually cheating on his women and stabbing a record producer. And, peddling some crack to moms once in a while. But he's the authoritarian figure on our president. Story number 5. And this past November, you may not have heard about it, at the Mall of America, a 20-year-old man had stabbed 2 brothers in the name of Islamic extremism. This past Thursday, his attorney read a statement declaring his allegiance to the Islamic State and his pleading of guilty for the crime. In the statement, he clearly stated that he carried out his attack for the answer to the call for a jihad by the chief believer of al-Baghdadi. He asked for Allah to protect him, and by the Mujahideen of the Islamic State. He said he understood that the 2 men that he stabbed knew that he had explained the reason for his attack, and he was reaffirming that indeed it was an act of jihad, and that Allah is in control, and we in America are at war with Islam. So after all of this, despite the statement made, the case has still not yet been deemed an act of terror. Thank you guys for coming back, and I hope everybody has a great week.